Dear students, today we will discuss transportation problem. To solve the transportation problem, we have to first calculate initial basic feasible solution for the given problem. And for that purpose, different methods were used, like least cost method, northwest corner method rule, and Hugel's approximation method. Out of that, we will see Hugel's approximation method for calculating initial basic feasible solution for transportation problem. So before discussing more, we should know what is main aim or objective of transportation model. So main objective of transportation model is that you have to schedule transportation activities in a such a way that the total transportation cost will be minimum. So in transportation, we are dealing with only two things: supplier who supplies the quantity and receiver who needs or whose demand is you have to fulfill from the supplier. So here you have to take into consideration demand and supply, and on the basis of demand and supply you have to distribute the all contents to the different, can say, departmental stores or different distributors in such a way that the total transportation cost will be minimum. While discussing about transportation problem, you should know some basic key terminologies that are used in transportation problem. The first terminology is feasible solution. So what is feasible solution? Any non-negative value of an item which satisfies the constraint, that is called as, that constraint may be a supply, that constraint may be a demand. So you have to provide a quantity in such a way that the supply and demand constraint can be fulfilled. So those possible values are called as feasible solutions. Optimum solution is a solution from the feasible solutions which minimizes the total transportation cost. So out of the set of feasible solution, any solution which minimizes the total transportation cost, that solution is called as optimal solution. Then in transportation problem, just we have discussed demand and supply. These are the two basic terms in case of transportation. If your problem contains demand and supply are same, if total demand is equal to total supply, then that problem is called as balance or transportation problem. And if demand and balance are not equal, then that problem is called as unbalanced transportation problem. So how to convert unbalanced transportation problem into balanced problem, we will see in next slide. Then degeneracy. In case of transportation problem, degeneracy happens. So what do you mean by degeneracy? When you allocate some item for source and destination, then you have to check what is m plus n minus 1. M is nothing but destinations, s is nothing but source, how many destinations are there, how many sources are there. You have to add these sources and destination together minus 1, and also you have to check how many assignments we have done. If the total number of assignments is equal to m plus n minus 1, then we can say the degeneracy is reached. And if the value of assignments and value of m plus n minus 1 is not equal, then we can say degeneracy is not occurred. So how to check the degeneracy, we will see when we are discussing, so when we solve the particular example. Then here we are discussing about how to convert unbalanced transportation problem into balanced transportation problem. So here how we can say this is unbalanced transportation problem. So here the total supply is 450, total demand is 500. So demand is more than supply. So here demand is more than supply. So to make balance, we have to add one dummy supply with cost 0. Here we have added the supply we have added, and the cost to supply a single atom from source 4 to destination 1 will be 0. This is we have added to make the problem balance. So now the supply and demand are same. You can solve this problem. In second example, here the supply and demand. Here supply quantity is 450 and demand quantity is only 400. So to make this balance, we have to add one extra demand with cost 0, and which is difference between this supply and demand. 50 is the demand, so we have to add 50 dummy demands here. So in this case we have to add, here we have made some typing mistakes. So here actually the demand value is 50, so please consider this as a 50, and here if it is value 50, then we have to add dummy only 50 items. So we have to make correction here. Demand is 50 and dummy demand we have added, that is 50. So that 50 plus 50, 100, 100 plus 250, 350, 350 plus 100, 450. So when you add supply and demand together, we can get the demand and supply are equal. So here unbalanced problem is converted into balanced problem. When demand is more, you have to add supply. If supply is more, you have to add demand. So to identify initial basic feasible solution for transportation problem, we have to use either northwest corner method, least cost method, or Hogel's approximation method. So today we will see the third method, that is Hogel's approximation method. To solve a Hogel's approximation method, what is the algorithm or what is the steps that we will see first. In first step, you have to calculate penalty value for each row and column. So how to calculate penalty value? To calculate penalty value, you have to take the difference between two smallest unit cost. From each row, you have to identify minimum two values, and from that you have to calculate the difference row wise and column wise. Then select the row or column with the highest penalty value and select the minimum unit cost. From the penalty values, you have to check which penalty value is having maximum penalty value, and after identifying that value, you have to scan row or column in which the penalty value found, and within that you have to identify minimum cost value. So you have to identify maximum penalty value and minimum cost value, that may be in the row or column, and then allocate the minimum of supply or demand. Once you identify the minimum cost value, cost cell, then you have to check respective demand and supply values, which is minimum amount demand and supply. That whole demand or supply you have to allocate for that minimum allotted cell. If there is a tie, then select the cell where maximum allocation can be made. Means in that particular row or column, if there are two cells who are having same values, if they are having two cells having same values, then you have to check corresponding demand and supply, and in which cell we are allowing to allocate maximum demand or supply, that cell you have to select for allocation purpose. If there is a tie between two values of two minimum values, either in a row or either in a column, then adjust the supply and demand and eliminate the satisfied row or column. So which demand or supply we are allotting for that particular cell, that demand or supply you have to subtract from demand and supply of that particular row and column. If the demand becomes 0, then you have to remove that particular column, and if supply becomes 0, then you have to remove that particular row for further operations, further activities, for calculating the penalty values. Repeat the process until all supply source and demand destinations are satisfied. So you have to follow the same, repeat step 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, 3, still you get 0 supply and 0 demand for all supply and demand centers. We see one simple example here. Solve the transportation problem to find initial basic feasible solution using Hogel's approximation method. So here they have given S1, S2, S3, these are the sources which have capacity to supply 7, 9 and 8 items. Likewise, D1, D2, D3, D4, these are 4 distributors which has demand 5 units, 8 units, 7 units and 14 units. They have asked you what is the minimum transportation cost to fulfill the demand and supply using Vogel's approximation method. To solve this method, first you have to check whether the given problem is balanced or not. So how to check that? We have to do addition of all supply and addition of all demands, and you have to check whether demand and supply are same or not. So in this case, the total demand is equal to 34 units and total supply is equal to 34 units. So demand and supply are same, so given problem is balanced transportation problem. Next, you have to identify penalty values from the cost matrix. So what is cost matrix? These are the actually cost. This value shows if you want to transfer single atom from source 1 to destination 1, the cost will be 90. So these values are nothing but cost matrix, or it is also called as transportation matrix. Transportation matrix. So first thing is that you have to calculate penalty values. How to calculate penalty values? From this row you have to identify which is minimum value and which is next to minimum value. So 10 is minimum and next to minimum is 19. So 19 minus 10 is equal to 9. Likewise in second row minimum is 30, next minimum is 40. So 40 minus 30 is equal to 10. So in this case minimum is 8, next minimum is 20. 20 minus 8 is 12. Likewise in a column also you have to calculate the penalty values. So minimum is 40, sorry minimum is 19, next minimum is 40. So 40 minus 90 is equal to 21. So in this column 30 is a minimum, 8 is a minimum and 30 is the next to minimum. So 30 minus 8 is equal to 22. Likewise 50 minus 40, 10. 20 minus 10, 10. So among these penalty values you have to identify which is the maximum penalty value. So when you scan all the penalty values, we will identify that 22 is the maximum penalty value. So you have to select this column because this column is having maximum penalty value. So now we have to check the cost belonging to that particular column. So from that cost you have to identify minimum cost. We are checking maximum penalty value, and from that column or that row you have to identify minimum cost value or cost cell. So here minimum cost cell is 8. So now you have to do allocation for this cell. So for that purpose you have to check the demand and supply quantity. So demand is 8 and supply is 18. So which is minimum? 8 is minimum. So I have to allocate 8 units here. So when I allocate 8 units for this cell, I have to subtract this value from demand and supply. So 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. 18 minus 8 is equal to 10. So in this case I have done allotment. Now this column, this demand is 0. So I have to remove this column for next iteration. So for next iteration I will not take this into consideration. So what will be my next iteration? I am ignoring this column. So 19, 50 and 10. Out of this minimum is 10, next minimum is 19. So 19 minus 10 is 9. Then 40, 70 and 60. That is 60 minus 40, 20. We are not considering this because this column is removed, because penalty value is stated now, penalty value is dash. So the cells whose penalty value is dash you have to ignore for penalty value calculations. So here minimum is 20, next minimum is 40. So difference is 20. So likewise you have to calculate the penalty values for column. The penalty value for first column is 21. Second we are not taking into consideration because demand is 0. For third 10 and for fourth also 10. So if you scan all the penalty values, we will come to know that 20 is the maximum, 21 is the maximum penalty value. Then you have to scan all cost. From the cost you have to identify which is minimum cost. So 19 is a minimum cost. So you have to identify which is a minimum demand and supply. So here demand is 5 and supply is 7. So minimum value is 5. So I have to allocate 5 to this particular cell. So you have to subtract the 5 from demand as well as supply. So 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 5, 2. Getting? So this demand becomes 0. So I have to ignore this column. I have to ignore these columns, and by considering only these cells, we have to calculate penalty values. In third iteration, we will see that. Okay, so now this demand is 0, so we cannot calculate penalty. This demand is also 0, we cannot calculate penalty. Now to calculate penalty value for first source, we are not taking into consideration D1 and D2 because the penalty values are dash. So these two columns we are not taking into consideration. So from this the row, penalty value is 50 minus 10, 40, 60 minus 40, 20, 50 minus 40, 10, 60 minus 10, 60 minus 10, that is 50. Here the value should be 50. Here value should be 50. So we have to identify minimum value. The minimum value was 10. The minimum value is 10. So for this cell, we have to compare demand and supply. The supply is 2 and demand was 4. Demand was 4. So we have to subtract this value from supply and demand. So 2 minus 2 is a 0. 2 minus 2 is a 0 and 4 minus 2 is a 2. Now in this case the supply is 0. So we have to write penalty value dash here. We have to write penalty value dash here. So in next iteration you will see dash here. Now the empty cells are only these two cells. So 60 minus 40, 20, 40 as it is, 60 as it is. So from these penalty values 40, 60 and 20, 60 is the maximum. So you have to select a cell which is non-allocated, and for that cell you have to assign the demand and supply values. So here demand is 2 units and supply is 9 units. So minimum value is 2. So you have to assign that 2 value to this cell. Then you have to subtract this value from all values. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay, now this value becomes 0. So I have to ignore this row also. I have to ignore this row also. In last penalty value, only single cell is remain. That is having value 40, 40. So you have to allocate the remaining balance of demand and supply. So in this case, demand is 7 and supply is 7. So you can allocate those value here and subtract this 7 from demand and supply. So demand automatically becomes 0 and supply also becomes 0. Now see, all demand and all supply is 0. Now we have solved the proper assignment. Now how to calculate the total cost? For that, you have to check whether the degeneracy is maintained or not. So for that purpose, what you have to check? How many demands are there? How many distributors are there? So there are 4 distributors and 3 suppliers. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And 7 minus 1. What is the formula? M plus N minus 1. That is 6. And you have to check how many allocations we have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So allocations is equal to M plus N minus 1. So degeneracy is achieved for initial basic feasible solution, and the total cost is equal to, we have to do multiplication, 5 into 19 plus 2 into 10 plus 7 into 14 plus 2 into 60 plus 8 into 8 plus 10 into 20. If you solve this expression, you will get minimum total transportation cost using Vogel's approximation method. So that is rupees 779. So we know that there are 3 basic methods to calculate initial basic feasible solution: northwest corner rule, least cost method, and Vogel's approximation method. In these 3 methods, Vogel's approximation method gives you better initial basic feasible solution, which is, out of these 3 methods, the cost you get using a Vogel's approximation method is less as compared to least cost and northwest corner rule. So here I have completed this example. If you have any doubts regarding this, you can call me on my mobile number. My mobile number is 98500 and my name is Dr. B.J. Moite. If you have any doubts, you can call me on my mobile number. We will stop here. Thank you.